Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network. All right. You also, I love this. Matt Gaetz tweeted, "We are winning the argument," with the Politico headline, "Majority of Americans, even majority of conservatives, support McCarthy's ouster." And then another Republican tweeted, "This is not a debate class, sugar. This is the institution." Just like someone called him sugar.
I love that.
Okay. "This is the institution that represents all Americans, not just your social media followers. You had and still have no plan to fix what you broke, child." And you just said another House Republican calling Matt Gaetz a child. Yes, please. Let them fight popcorn, no notes. Yes. But as I always say, big bag of rats. Fight, fight, fight. Big bag of rats. You're all equally awful. Let us know how it... Isn't it hilarious that this... And the best idea they can come up with is Kevin McCarthy again?
Yeah.
Maybe?
It's beyond... It's a hamster wheel. I feel like it's a hamster wheel. Like, I tweeted yesterday that Kevin McCarthy's biggest concession to get himself elected speaker is that his first active speaker will be to vote to take away his own speakership.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Kevin McCarthy's like the vanilla ice cream cone, like they dropped it and then now they're like picked it up and we'll take the hair off. Oh, there's a penny. It'll be fine. Here.
There's a penny.
Do you want that again? There's Werther's on it. Here. I mean, they are such a pathetic excuse for a party.
It's not fair to clowns to call it a circus. Like, I feel like I'm being very unfair to clowns by calling it a circus.
Jim Jordan has as good a chance of going to prison for being the ringleader of January 6th as he does. I can't even believe we're having this conversation that he could be Speaker of the House.
Yeah, and then the other guy that they're like, well, let's think about this Steve Scalise guy. He's like, sort of like, KKK, not even adjacent. Like, he's like, I'm basically, David Duke, but, more like quiet than that.
Yeah, without the baggage is what he called himself.
Exactly. Right.
Like, I don't know.
Exactly.
So we've been talking about chaos agents, and I just love, you said the writers of Curb Your Enthusiasm really outdid themselves with the RFK Jr. launch episode. I mean, everybody put the Curb music in it because it just was, first of all, Cheryl Hines, of course, was in it, so it looked like a Curb episode. But you can't write this stuff, right? We've been trying to say he's a chaos agent sent to hurt Joe Biden, and can we play just the raw audio? I don't know. He didn't have his speech, then it was upside down. He didn't know he was on a hot mic, and I'm pretty sure that's a giant fart that starts the whole thing, but okay.
I need my speech.
Yeah, before that, there was a big...
It's not working. You can't read anything. You can't read anything.
What about the screen up in front? Can you see it?
What? Yeah. It's upside down.
It's upside down. It's upside down.
It's upside down.
Okay, and boom, bum, 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 bum. I don't know, just to mix things up, we could use the theme from Veep. The theme from Veep.
There you go, yeah.
It's just that Cheryl Hines made it too perfect for Curb, but oh my God. I mean, and as I said, JoJo, last time we talked, like on cue, the minute polling came out showing he might hurt Trump more than Biden, the Trump camp, Fox News, all his good friends are attacking him like a pack of wolverines.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, there's no loyalty there, obviously. His usefulness is, about as useful, I don't even know, as a like you said, an ice cream cone covered in hair. Like what? And it's a joke. That was so, I laughed my behind off watching. I watched it a dozen times. And there's a little grunt at the very end.
Yeah.
It just goes,
Yeah. And I swear, is that not a fart? Did you listen, Jody?
I think he was groaning.
No, in the beginning, I swear to God, there was I don't know if it was him, but somebody let one.
Because the mic was near his mouth, not his nether regions.
See? Sean is on the fence about it. It sounds like to me. Okay. All right. Anyway. But
and it's all a metaphor too. Like that it was upside down.
You and I are in the Stay on Twitter and Fight the Nazis brigade. We are staying.
Yep.
But, I wanted to get your take. I was mentioning Don Winslow was saying there's a lot of, because obviously a lot of bots and God knows what's going on Twitter. But he was saying, putting out that specifically that RFK is going to hurt Trump more than Biden. And he said he thinks that's not true. And I do think in a close election, I am terrified by any factor, be it Joe Manchin or RFK. I mean, do you buy the polling? Do you think, like, I'm just saying any votes that are polled from Biden, I think is going to be bad, obviously. What do you think?
Oh, I agree. I mean, historically, yeah, absolutely. A third party is a bad thing. I don't necessarily trust the polling all that much, especially not now. We still are 7 trials away from Trump, being the nominee, essentially. But I don't want anybody else muddying the waters, which is another reason that I thought that Joe Biden was the right choice right now, and that the idea of primarying him was a terrible one, because we need to be as coalesced and unified behind him as we possibly be. Yeah. So, RFK, even if it's a marginal number, it could be enough, and that's terrifying.
Yeah. Do you have anything in the shut up canon? Yeah, because I don't know if you see, Joe Manchin said primarying Biden will make him a stronger candidate.
Shut up! Shut up! You shut up! Shut up! You shut up!
Okay. That's my only thoughts for Joe Manchin. Shut your big no labels pie hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is literally, with what's going on around the world, it is too terrifying to even contemplate putting this madman back in the Oval Office.
If his first term was any indication, we know what he'd like to do, and all the people that were grown-ups in the room are gone. So it's going to be Stephen Miller and Flynn and Bannon and control of.
Oh, and the pillow guy. We have that for when we come back. The pillow guy will be in charge of something. We have that. Yeah. Just don't call his pillows lumpy.
He's lumpy.
Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot until I just heard the jingle about the Lebanese part. And you just, as usual, are on fire on Twitter about the whole Israeli situation. It just, and you know it. Don't you just like wait? You're like, okay, how is anything that happens in the entire world Biden's fault? Oh, there it is. Right? When it obviously, go ahead.
Yeah, instantly. As soon as we started hearing the first reports about what is obviously barbaric and horrific, instantly it was Biden's fault.
Yeah. But it just all over Twitter. It's just you were responding to the Ted Cruz's and blah, blah, blah. I mean, they're just that Ronna McDaniel said out loud, this is a great opportunity for Republicans. The death and destruction in Israel is an opportunity. It just says everything you need to know about this party now.
Yeah, they're always telling on themselves. Everything is an opportunity for suffering is an opportunity for them to message against the President of the United States.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, JoJo, that we did used to stand together in international crises. They don't, anything that they can say is bad, for Biden. They don't care. It's extraordinary. How about blaming Hamas? How about blaming Netanyahu? I mean, it's like, it just immediately, and they just keep repeating these lies about this Iranian money that, as you and many others have had to say, not a cent of this. This was 3 weeks ago, by the way, that they did, right? This obvious operation was in the planning for God knows how long. Not a cent of it has been spent, but there they go, right? Going, American taxpayer money is funding this.
Yeah, it's the $6 billion lie. That's what it is. That's what what they're very good at is aligning on the same lies very quickly, right out of the gate. It's like, y'all, let's have a quick huddle on what lie we're going to push, and then we're all going to push that same lie, okay? And then we're going to put it out there, and we're going to flood the zone with you know what, and it's all going to be this lie. And then all it took was the tiniest little bit of research, and it was like, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Right. But Americans, but especially MAGA, they're not going to hear the truth because they've already flooded the zone with the lie.
Yeah. Well, that's why you're fighting the good fight on Twitter. God bless you. David Axelrod tweeted, just to put it into perspective, 600 dead in a country Israel's side would be like 20,000 in the U.S., which would be more than 6 times the number of casualties from 9/11. And of course, Ted Cruz says, well, maybe Biden shouldn't have sent billions to the monsters responsible. And you said in the wake of the horrific school shooting in Uvalde, Ted Cruz slammed Beto O'Rourke for politicizing this tragedy by holding the governor responsible. I mean, there is nothing they won't politicize. And as you say, politicize with lies, right?
Exactly. And that's the whole thing, is that the basis for their attack is a false premise. And so it's not just that they're politicizing these horrific atrocities. It's that they're basing that on a lie, on so many lies. And those lies are destabilizing and dangerous for this country. I mean, Ted Cruz is like, now is not the time for politics. In the wake of Uvalde in his state, when he wasn't too busy flying off to Cancun, Beto O'Rourke didn't have the right to ask the governor of that state, why aren't we doing more about guns? But he can criticize the president of the United States for what Hamas did, thousands of miles, tens of thousands of miles, like 10,000 miles from the United States away.
Yeah.
That's just like a hypocrisy.
And you tweeted back at Liz Cheney, and I was saying, I know we can never hear the scorpion and the frog analogy enough, but Michael Steele, to his credit, he told me to my face, he's the scorpion that's going to sting me when we get to the other side of the Trump River. But Liz Cheney, just back to her, whatever you want to call neocon warmongering, right? She said, money's fungible. It's ludicrous to claim the Iranians can only use the $6 billion for humanitarian purposes. The Biden administration should never have given Iran access to these funds. They should immediately rescind access and stop appeasing the terrorist regime in Tehran. And you said, at best, you're misstating facts here. At worst, you're intentionally lying. Either way, you're helping the very same individuals are attacking our democracy itself, because these lies are they're drumbeat at the moment. And if you really cared about preserving democracy as you claim, you'd do better than peddle the same propaganda as the Trump loyalists. And that's exactly it. They're the people saying they don't want to fund Ukraine, right? Because they don't consider that a terrorist attack on civilians by Putin, right?
Right, exactly. And again, with Liz Cheney, I've always said there's one thing that I agree on with Liz Cheney, and that is that we need to protect this democracy and that it's under attack. She recognized that, and that alone is the one thing we aligned on. And she shows herself here in aligning with, again, the Trump loyalists who want to use this lie to hurt Joe Biden. And if she does that, then she's helping the very same people. She had an entire committee to expose what they did to this, or try to do to this democracy. It's just Republicans. It's like there's no good Germans, right? There's no good Republicans. It's a unicorn.
Well, to your point, my favorite tweet of yours this week, you said, PSA, if you gave speeches at Nazi rallies or blamed California forest fires on a Jewish space laser, you can kindly stop using the atrocities taking place in Israel as an opportunity to score political points against the American government you tried and failed to overthrow. Thank you, and thank you. I mean, you have swastikas showing up at your rallies. Shut up now that you're Israel's biggest friend, right?
Right. And there's a reason that the Venn diagram of Trump supporters and Trump flags at his rallies between the Confederate flag and the Trump flag is a circle. The overlap of the two is almost indistinguishable. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is like giving speeches with Nick Fuentes. And of course the Jewish space laser thing. And it's worth pointing out, as I was just going to tweet about it in a few minutes when we have a little break, was that the reason Joe Biden ran for president is because of what Donald Trump said in the wake of Charlottesville about how tiki torch wielding, anti-Semitic slurring white dudes in khakis were very fine people, and Heather Heyer, who was run over and killed, was equivalent. And Joe Biden said, that was when I knew I could no longer stand on the sidelines. I was going to retire. I had to get involved. I had to run. This is who Donald Trump is. This distinction cannot go without being mentioned all the time from the rooftops. This is like the revisionist history about Trump and the Republicans being, pro-Israel. Just makes me want to scream.
Yeah. And by the way, here's a tip: how if you're a real American patriot, you only have one flag. You're the American flag. You don't have a Confederate flag and a Tea Party flag and a Nazi flag. You have what? They have the nerve to say they're the patriots when. Okay. Oh, hi! I'm here with sexy liberal John Fugelsang, wearing my Los Angeles sexy liberal shirt. Oh my God, we have an LA show coming up October 21st, but how else could you see it, John?
How else could you see it? I'm so glad you asked. For a limited time, you can see the show live via pay-per-view if you go to sexyliberal.com. All the laughs, you'll miss nothing.
I can stream it from all around the world?
All around the world, in your car, while you're driving. Watch it at home.
Sexyliberal.com, yeah.